As I sat at the intersection, a blur shot past me. There was no mistaking her. It was Lee. Her golden hair streamed in the breeze as she gripped the back of a motorcycle. My mind spun with confusion. Why was my wife clinging to another man in the middle of the afternoon? Without hesitation, I turned my car and gave chase. They disappeared into a wooded path, forcing me to stop and continue on foot. The day was bright, sunlight filtering through the branches, insects humming in the distance, and a soft breeze brushing against my skin. The deeper I walked, the clearer faint noises became, until I stumbled upon them. Spread out on a blanket, Lee straddled him, her bare chest swaying in rhythm with her movements. Both were consumed by passion, eyes shut tight, oblivious to my presence. The scene felt unreal, almost staged, with golden rays cutting through the trees like a spotlight on their betrayal. Instinctively, I pulled out my phone and began snapping photos of their act. The man's guttural groans echoed through the forest, animalistic and unrestrained. I broke the silence with a calm but sharp voice. "Lee, who's your new companion?" Neither moved. I repeated louder this time. At that moment, the man cried out in climax, then froze in horrified silence. They scrambled for their clothes. He jumped to his feet, panic flooding his face. I recognized him instantly. Bill Avery, another teacher from Lee's school. Younger than her, ambitious. So this was their idea of stress relief after class. I knew every one of her colleagues. Marriage of a year and a half meant countless conversations about them. "You've got a wife and kids, don't you, Bill?" I said, raising my phone, the evidence glowing on the screen. "Consider this your warning. Your family sees these if I decide." Bill stammered, his voice trembling. "You can't. That's blackmail." I ignored him and turned to Lee, who sat frozen, shame carved across her face. "You know exactly what this means," I growled before walking away, leaving them scrambling in my wake. Later that night we arrived home. Her messy state told me all I needed. She showered, then reappeared in yoga pants and a snug shirt, her usual ploy to lure me in. "You're wasting your time," I said flatly. "This marriage is finished." Her voice cracked. "It was just a fling. It didn't mean anything. It meant the end of us," I answered coldly. She grew desperate, her words frantic. "You can't divorce me over one little mistake. Please, Todd." Scoffed. "A mistake. That was no accident." She flinched, then tried to soften her tone. "He wasn't special. I don't even care about him. I only want you." I laughed bitterly. "I saw it, Lee. You loved every second. And we both know you'll crawl back the next time temptation calls." Her fear grew as she realized I wasn't budging. She leaned closer, her eyes sultry. "Come upstairs, baby. Let me show you how much I love you." Rage boiled to the surface. "Really, Lee? You think I'm that naive?" My voice was sharp. "I'm leaving. For good." Her face twisted with anger. "You're blowing this out of proportion. I've been loyal most of our marriage. You're gone half the month. Do you know how many advances I turned down? This was the only time I said yes." Her nerve was astonishing. I stared at her, a mix of sorrow and finality. "Goodbye. Wait to hear from my lawyer." Our marriage had been short but draining. I was tired of lies, of carrying dead weight. It was time to let go. I drove 2 towns away and stopped at a quaint bungalow. In the yard stood a striking woman with chestnut hair, holding the hand of an adorable 8-year-old girl. When she saw me, she let go of the child and rushed over, worry on her face. "I thought you were traveling," she whispered, eyes searching mine. "What happened?" Instead of answering, I kissed her, letting the pain dissolve in her warmth. I stared into her tender eyes, realizing life was too short to waste. It was time to stop running and finally live. Meanwhile, Mike thought his day couldn't unravel further. Receiving the envelope had already shattered him. Now he faced the impossible, breaking the news to his wife Michelle. Married for 3 years since college, they were slowly building stability. Their finances were steady, but he couldn't fathom how they'd weather this storm. Lost in thought while driving, his phone buzzed, startling him. "Hello," he said wearily. "Hey, honey, are you okay? You sound upset," Michelle asked, concern laced in her tone. "Rough day," Mike admitted. "I'll explain at home." "All right," she replied gently. "I've got something to share too. Oh, and my parents are coming for dinner tonight." Mike grimaced but forced calm. "Got it. See you soon. Love you." "Love you too," she said before hanging up. He groaned, placing the phone down. He adored her parents, Tom and Mary Beth, but tonight their presence felt like an extra weight. Still, maybe it was a blessing. Perhaps they'd help Michelle see this as a hurdle they could overcome together. He resolved not to ruin dinner, but to face it once he arrived. They'd need time to absorb it. Clutching the envelope tightly, Mike entered their modest apartment. Inside, Michelle and her parents sat on the couch. Her radiant smile brightened the room, and his heart sank, knowing he was about to dim it. "Sweetheart, I know today's been tough, but I've got wonderful news," Michelle began. She drew a deep breath, her voice trembling with emotion. "For months we've tried for a baby, and I was losing hope. Today, Mom came with me to a fertility specialist. After tests, the doctor said he couldn't help us." Mike frowned in confusion. Michelle's eyes sparkled. "Because I'm already pregnant." Her words froze him. Tears welled in his eyes. Believing he was overwhelmed with happiness, Michelle rushed forward to embrace him. But he recoiled, his voice cracking like thunder. "Don't touch me." Silence filled the room. His face hardened. "I'm infertile," he spat, his words sharp as a blade.